Taurus, welcome into your video. Finally, Cancer season has your back, or at least it will be in July. All right, so let's see what's going on here for you guys. Universe, angel, spirit guides, please tell me what the situation is for Taurus, please. Bang, out of the gate, there you are, the Empress. Sitting up there at the top alone, though, knowing your worth and your value and not backing down from it. Why? Let's see. Ooh, Nine of Pentacles in reverse and Judgment, the Fool. Interesting. Judgment is this is Taurus. This is Sagittarius. This is Aries. Here's why I said, ooh, interesting. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This is obviously something you can't do dolo, doing it alone. This is also not being single. But at the bottom of the deck, the Fool is taking a leap and then a faith and a risk towards a specific direction. It can be towards a commitment and taking that plunge, or it can be just saying, fuck it, peace out, I'm leaving, I'm going off on my own. Most of the time, the Fool does. They pull an Irish exit and they out. But what's making this so interesting for me is that you're sitting here looking pretty, like in this card, regardless if you're male or female, this is you. And you're looking out into the distance saying to yourself, I need to make a decision here. Single or not single? Because obviously the ball is in your court. And I know because the way the stars and the planets are aligning, for you, Taurus, there's a lot of energy that you're being backed by the stars in the world of love. Okay? And in September, you're going to see a lot of that impact of the actions that you take now. With that said, you have this in reverse. You're not single. I mean, at least you're in that weird gray area. You can or cannot be single. It's up to you, really. You could take a leap of faith and go towards a commitment, or because there's the marriage card is under it, or the commitment card's below it. Or you could go and say, fuck it, I'll be alone. Peace out, everybody. Peace out, world. Me time. Those of you that are single forever and a day, why are you single? Because you somewhere subconsciously want to be, or are you not putting yourselves out there? Those are all things that you guys need to reflect, because that's why the Nine of Pentacles is in reverse. Because she, being the female in the card, you being the querent listening to me as you're reading, you're sitting there thinking, making a decision like on your singlehood, or not being single. Now, what's coming in towards Taurus, please? What's coming in towards them? You definitely have marriage and commitment at the back of your mind, doing something traditional steps, and the Star. So you have a few major arcanas already popping in. Actually, all of them are major arcanas except one, which is cuckoo crazy for me. So it's like the universe are putting up some guardrails for you to go down a specific path. See, at the back of your mind, you are thinking about marriage and commitment. And you're trying to be positive and hopeful that the decisions you're making or the steps that you're taking will lead you into that direction. All right. Five of Wands in reverse. I think you are, mostly because I feel like you've been green lighted in a way, Taurus. So something that you felt was like difficult and hard for you, it feels like somebody made a decision for you. So your other choice just became clear. So if you had two options, it's now only one, and that's the clearer path. And that's that. All right, let's see. What's coming in towards Taurus, please? Eight of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles. You're working definitely towards some kind of goal. Your craft, your hobby, your job, your skill set, your relationship, yourself, something. You're putting a lot of effort into something. But you're also pausing and reflecting on all that effort you put into a situation, a person, a relationship. You're like, look at me. Look at all this effort I put into the situation over here. You're thinking about it. I don't know if you're thinking about in the sense that no more effort by me, or you're thinking like, do I give up now? Because a lot of you could be like, put a lot of time and effort and energy in this situation. I'm done. I'm out. What is the advice here, please? But don't let me speak too soon. These are just thoughts that you're having. But the actions that you, because 7 are pausing and reflecting. It's something you already had done, and now you're just reflecting on it. But your mind is kind of going and gearing into that kind of direction because you're looking at yourself like, well, what the fuck? I did all of this stuff. I did all the work. I put in all this effort. I know who I am. I know what I can offer. I know what I can give. But you know what? Sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's poor communication or somebody being emotionally guarded or scared. And it's just a matter of saying it. You're so stupid. I was watching 50 Shades of Grey the other day because it just popped across my screen on Netflix, and I was just bored and needed to put on something to fall asleep. But what struck me was this person in the show, in the movie, Mr. Grey, whatever, he's so emotionally guarded completely because of whatever happened to him in his past. He's been abused, this, and that. So the guy has all these boundaries and all these borders. But then he finds somebody who's trying to teach him how to love, right? And somehow, some way, he's like, he stops, but then he chases the person. He stops and he chases. It's almost like that runner-chaser dynamic that we talk about sometimes. And it's funny, like, me seeing it on a show or a movie being expressed. But, you know, it's like at some point, this guy doesn't want to open up to Anastasia, the other main character in the story. But at the same time, he also screams, like, don't leave me. Don't come close, but don't also leave me. And, you know, it leaves the other person confused. You're like, what the fuck? So sometimes it's not about you. It's not the efforts and the shit that you're doing. You're Anastasia. You're normal. The person that you're dealing with could be a Mr. Grey. All right. There was a point to that story. Anyway, let's see what your advice is. Alrighty. Page of Cups and the infinity symbol. You are definitely going through some sort of spin cycle. Oh boy, you really need to get yourself out of, if some of you guys are in a loop, you need to get yourselves out of this loop, right? The infinity symbol. And the way you can do it is by, I don't know, you throw a rock in it and all of a sudden, like say it's a washing machine and you throw a rock in it, it stops. What's the rock for you? It can be a text message. Throw it out there. Send. There's your rock. And it stops this, right? Sometimes it talks about an apology or receiving an apology. It's news, it's information, but it's coming through small means. It's not actually hearing their voice. They're not in your face. It's just a message. It's like an email or a text or something like that. And you're kind of looking at it. So the universe is asking you in your advice position, you really need to start a new chapter here. You really do. Some of you just need to start fresh. And the way you could do that is throwing out some kind of text message. And just, it's almost like dipping your toe in the water. Again, I think I was saying that before earlier to somebody, maybe you guys too, but it's like testing the waters, you know? Is it inviting enough? Is it warm enough for you to go in it? And that's what this little rock or this little text message might do for you. What's the outcome here for the week? This is the second week of July, by the way. Why do I read this far in advance? Because you're going into your first week of July. There's a lot of shit you could do in your first week of July that could affect your second week of July after hearing this in advance, right? Knight of Wands and the Magician. I think you're rushing to manifest something here. You're rushing to manifest a certain situation. It's not really like you, Taurus, but I mean, this is you, by the way, the magician, because you are magicians. You have every skill set in your tool belt to make something happen. You want a company, you could do it. You want a relationship, you could do it because you're emotionally mature and reasonable and all of the above. You could do it. But the Knight of Wands talks about something that's non-committal, something casual. It's like an affair. It's like in, out. You are trying to manifest something possibly from an affair or something that was casual or something that was a fling. Maybe you're trying to stabilize it. Maybe you're trying to make it not a fling. Something more than. All right? Because there was some kind of toxic situation with the Devil in reverse. Here. Yeah, you're definitely taking some kind of risk. Let's see what's going on here for my beautiful Taurus. You know what's interesting? We start with a Taurus card, we end with one. The Magician is also an Aries card, by the way, because some of the cards in Tarot are either just the zodiac sign or they're ruled by planets, and some planets are dual zodiacs. Like, for example, you and Libra both share same planet, Venus. So, interesting, right? Because that's why my rising is Venus. Not my rising, I'm sorry. My Venus is Taurus. That's what I wanted to say, yes. All right, continuing. Because on the opposite side of the zodiac wheel, we all have one sign. Mine is Libra. So that's why it makes it interesting to see what your actual planets are when you look at the alignments like that. Anyway, moving on. That's neither here nor there. It's just added info. The Empress, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and Judgment, please. This video is late for Saturday morning. Sorry. I just realized that, to be quite honest with you, I just feel sometimes, energetically speaking, when I do them fresh, they're like better. So I just did it and recorded it and put it on. So that's why it's late. Page of Cups in reverse. It's not receiving information. It's not getting good news or, you know, that apology, or it's just like somebody has information and they're not sharing it with you. So again, that instinct that I had before, or that feeling that I was vibing before, it's not about what you're doing and the efforts that you're putting in. I think it's the person that you're dealing with. They're not communicating with you. They're not telling you something. So this is leaving you in this place where you're torn. Maybe you sense that, Taurus. Maybe you feel that and you're like, should I try to talk to them? Should I just let this go? Because I already did as much as I could do. I'm getting that kind of vibe. That's why you're looking at your worth and your value right now at the second week of July. But there is a lack of communication. You're like, what is the Star in the Heart? You're remaining positive and hopeful, though, for a relationship. Even if you're single, this is what you're hoping for. Let's say you're not. I see it. If you don't want a relationship, then I don't know why you're listening to this YouTube video. All right. If this is work related for some of you, I see a little bit of work relationship here. Some of you, I don't know, you're afraid to go out on your own or something like that, but you can. You have the skill set to do so. You're pausing and reflecting on some project or money that you had invested in, that you've been putting a lot of effort into. You might need more information. And the way you're going to do that is communicating so you can get the whole picture. But right now it looks too casual. It doesn't look put together, at least not completed, from looking at the whole thing. Anyway, back to the whole love scope, the Star and the Hierophant. You're remaining positive and hopeful in regards to a commitment and relationship. You're curious. You're curious to see where something might lead with a particular individual or person. Yeah, there seems to be unrequited love, runner-chaser dynamic. It just... There wasn't a full picture or a full connection here with somebody, but you moved on with it because you were curious to see if it would lead to something. I feel like the both of you are doing this in this case for some of you. I don't usually advise things like this because it takes It makes me feel like one person here in the relationship is expecting the other person to do all the work. Like take all that effort, take that risk alone. And usually in the world of relationships, it's a little bit of both. It's like one person takes the risk and then the other person bites, and then they take another risk by taking another step, and then the other person matches you. In this case, nobody's taken the big first leap that you have, but it didn't graduate to the next level. At least that's what it's vibing to me, or at least you're being positive and hopeful, and you're curious to see where this might go with someone. What is the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, please? Like I said before, you might have had two options and one option just like canceled itself out, possibly for you. Yeah. But you're definitely not feeling any kind of guilt, any regret, any remorse. In fact, what you're doing, Taurus, or you will be doing, is you're looking at your other options, your other abundance. You're like, well, I have this to work with. I'm still talking to this person, and this person seems to be panning out, and this person seems like it's working out for us, right? And then you have the Hermit card, which is using all your experiences from life to make that wise decision. So you're kind of taking a pause and reflect, like I said earlier, because that's what Seven of Pentacles is. See this person in the picture? This person's taking a beat. They're taking a pause. And now you're trying to pull out your inner wisdom. You're not talking to the other person. You're not communicating. You're not at all, because you're trying to make a wise choice or a wise decision. What's coming in is a fresh new start in love. Sorry guys, 9 times out of 10, this is a brand new person. Or it's a fresh new start, and it's not with somebody that you had like a whole marriage with. This is more like new-ish. So if you were texting somebody and then it went dry, maybe that person. Or this is just a whole new person. Because to me, it's saying you're not really communicating, so maybe that's what you need to do. Like throw a little like, boop, pebble. Clarify Page of Cups and the Eternity. Oh, you got the Seven of Pentacles again. Pause, reflect, think about it. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. With your lover, that's not your husband or your wife. Lover, Gemini card. Two of Wands. And there it is, the infinity symbol again, the World card. You do need to start a new chapter. You need to start from scratch. You need to make a decision. And if you don't know what that choice is, again, throw a text message out there. Maybe it'll give you a path, a direction. They'll ghost you, they'll ignore you, or they'll answer you back. And then that's your answer. You got your answer. They'll say something, or it will ignite something, right? Because right now, with Lovers and Two of Wands, you need to make a decision. Are you lovers and that's it? Or are you going to be more than that? Because I think this is the end of the road. You either move forward with them or you don't. You either become something more or you're not, right? Because in your outcome, this is what the Knight of Wands is. It's in, out, it's an affair, it's casual. But you're trying to manifest something here. I don't know what you're trying to manifest. Maybe you want a relationship. Or maybe you just solidify something here with a lover. Please clarify the Magician. Those of you where this is work related, this can be business partner. You have to make a choice. Yay or nay, move forward or don't with them. All right, I thought I saw something. 10 of Wands, something has become a burden for you. Something has been too much. Too much work, too much exhaustion, too much of something with some individual here. Yeah, that could be your affair. That could be the fling. Maybe you had like a side piece. I don't know. Or they did. Whoever this is, it became just too much to bear. What are they manifesting though? Ooh, the Devil. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. That's Capricorn energy. I'm going to tell you, you want to be careful with the energies you toy with. Okay, someone is looking for something and they have been, or someone is going to come towards you and they're going to be honest with you. They're going to tell you, or they have in the past told you what they want. Maybe you don't want to change it. Maybe you want it to stay this way. I don't know. But the devil talks about fear. It talks about obsession, codependency. With the devil, it's creating toxicity. It's something unhealthy. You don't want it to stay like this. It'll become a toxic environment. So we'll see when we start doing your following reading for the following week, but also in the extended, what it's going to say to us. All right, Romance Angels, what say you here? If you have for Taurus, please. Those of you who don't know, in the extended reading, we deep dive on these cards. We put tarot on top of the oracle because these are your angel guides trying to talk to you, tell you things. Past life relationships, some of you could be having a karmic situation. That's why you have lovers. And lovers always sometimes talks about making that choice. You're both here in this lifetime to make things right. Either together or apart, but at least to teach each other something. Because with lovers, I always say, season or a reason, lesson or a blessing, what's it gonna be? So this lover of yours definitely came from your past life. Moreover, with that, it's a karmic debt that you gotta handle. And you gotta handle it because they're gonna come again in the next life. But with lovers, you are always destined to meet in this lifetime. All right? The universe definitely put you two together. Because if you look at this card, let me cover the naked people. It's Archangel Michael above you. They were not put in just your life. You were also put in theirs too. You were both destined to meet. You were both meant to be in each other's worlds. Could be for different reasons or one and the same. But you're both learning from each other. So that is why you're with one another. And there's a huge addiction to a lover. And this is why you have the devil here. Because now it's making sense to me. There is something so intoxicating about a lover. There's this bind, this connection. And it's very deep-rooted. And it hits home to all of us. It hits home to your subconscious. It hits home to their subconscious. Sometimes it's extremely difficult to, cut that tether. Almost impossible. But this is your opportunity to fix that within yourself or with this individual. So it's almost like opening up your human construct, looking at your shadow side. But the other person has to do it too. And you work at it together so you can be either twin flames. If you're not twin flames, then you're karmics. You came in here to learn the dirty secrets about yourself, that what you need to fix and work in order for you to get into a healthy relationship with the next person. So it's either you are that healthy relationship that you can bind together now, or fix what you got to fix and move on. All right. So moving on, let's go to the Wisdom House tonight and get another oracle message, and then we'll go on to the extended. And in the extended, we'll lay over past life, see what other messages your oracle cards want you to know, so you understand exactly what your situation is all about. Taurus, please. What is that, flagellating? Deceit. Deceit, my friends. Why did you get deceit? I need to turn on the lights. Looks like it's about to pour rain. I know it looks very bright in my direction, but it's very cloudy outside. All right. When you choose the symbol of deceit, be very careful about your motives in making your choices. This is exactly what I was trying to say to you guys before. Be careful, because I saw the devil and I was, I don't know, trying to be like tough, lovey mom style to you. In the house of night, there is one who has betrayed herself and shows and all those who looked up to her. I'm warning you that someone might be snubbing you in the back or stabbing you in the back. Regardless of the circumstances of your question, I warn you about deceit. There is going to be a price to pay for betrayal in all forms. Only you know how much it will cost. That said, although the energy of betrayal can be seductive, I am stronger. You are forewarned. So it's what I was saying before. If somebody told you what they wanted out of the relationship or what they wanted out of the situation, and you're not respecting it, or you're trying to resurrect some old pattern, some sort of situation. Look, I'm not saying it's you, Taurus, because cards are energy. It can be vice versa. And if it is vice versa, you know with what you're dealing with, and you could talk to this person and say, excuse me, I told you what I wanted. Why are you trying to put us back together the way it was? I didn't like the way it was. It's kind of one of those. So you are dealing with some form of deceit again, and why we have the devil here. So interesting. We're going to get more information about your person in the extended. All right, everybody else, I'm going to see you next Saturday.